Damn, mix the hit a nigga in his head with this one. I'ma paint the city red with this one. I'ma hit with this one. See you fucking with the ball too.
I had to go get my good time piece. Cause Lord Corey Williams. That's what y'all call him, ain't it? But Winter no see no. Corey Williams is the definition of a hustler by every means of the word. Corey can be associated with the who's who of everybody who is anybody of the hustlers of Gary, Indiana. But he learned very quick on that the street hustler was not something that was going to diversify his grind and elevate his mind. So he left that route and went another one. Corey coming to the podcast. And when he take the seat, he gonna let us know the ins and the outs to his life story and how he navigated himself right on up out that street life and into corporate America, landing himself a successful, legitimate businessman life. He's a dad. He owns multiple streams of income. He hosts his own podcast. Chad, let me be quiet and let me just get him on over to the podcast and let him tell y'all what's going on. On the next episode of Simply Winter, we visit the story I'm a Hustler with Corey Williams. I'm excited. Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Simply Winter, the podcast. Tonight's episode, visit the story, The Hustler, with Corey Williams. Hey, Corey.
What's up? How you doing?
How have you been?
Man, I'm, my favorite word is blessed. So anybody that know me, that see me and communicate with me on a constant basis, they already know blessed, so.
Long time no see.
Definitely. How you been?
I've been good.
I see you doing your thing, and congratulations, man. I love what you're doing. I love everything, and I'm glad that we able to collaborate, man. So that's dope, man. So congratulations.
Me too. When I first reconnected and started my podcast, I'm thinking I gotta have you on, but we kind of competitors. You didn't view it that way. What was your thoughts?
I never view it that way. And that's why I've been able to be to collaborate with so many other people in the podcast world, because there is no competition. It's only collaboration. You know what I'm saying? We can go farther with a team than just by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like a sled on a dog, the dog sled. Would you rather have one dog sled or 10 dogs? You know what I'm saying? And so I just love collaborating. And I like to lower the guard. And that's why I reach out to people, because I want to lower the guard and share your stuff and like and comment, and you know what I'm saying? And even reach out. If your stuff dope, reach out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to reach out. So I've been able to really build a lot of relationships with other people in the industry. And when you drop that guard, you already know it's all love. So that's why I'm here today.
I thank you. I appreciate you so much. And that's what has inspired me to let down my guard when it comes to this community and this segment of content creation, simply because, like you said, we work together as a team. Like you might can get an interview that I can't, and vice versa. You might be like, oh, well, this person perfect for Winter. Let me connect them. And so I thank you and I appreciate you for just saying yes.
Well, I understand the power of networking. And think about this. Think about if we could build a community for business people, entrepreneurs, whoever, entertainers, whoever is, doing, promoting themselves. What if I said, hey, I give you $1,000 package. I got you can get on my show, and I got 5 other shows you can get on too. And now I
Mm-hmm.
give you, you know, 250, 100, whatever, $1,000 or what, a $10,000 package, whatever. You know, we can build this thing up to where we all, you know, where people are doing press runs, because that's what the entertainers do. When they have a show coming out, they don't just hit Jimmy Fallon. They hit Jimmy Fallon. They hit the late night show. They hit Jimmy Kimmel. They hit, you know what I'm saying? They hit they hit the daytime shows. They hit The View. They hit, you know what I'm saying? So they do a press run. And so that's what I really want to see us all do, to collaborate to where we a network and where we all just get money.
Yeah. You ready for the smoke?
All right, what's up with the smoke, man? What's up? What's up? I mean, come on with it.
You know me. So my podcast digs deep and it's focused around faith, family, and foundation. And so, in visiting those three topics, when I came up with that concept, I thought about visiting a time in a person's life where everything wasn't hunky dory, where it didn't seem like the chips would fall where they needed to lay. And so,
Yeah.
that's what we're going to visit today, okay?
Okay, let's get it. Let's
All
get it.
right. What was your early childhood like?
Childhood was cool, man. Very strict. You know, I had my mother, father. They weren't together, but father was there. Mother was, you know, working always, you know. So I just come from a family of hardworking people. I was raised with my aunt, my great aunt. So she was real strict. So I was a little rebellious. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do the things that she wanted me to do, but you know, I still wanted to hang with the, you know, with my crew and the guys in my neighborhood, in my environment. So you know, but other than that, I mean, I had a really good childhood, honestly.
What area of Gary are you from?
I'm from the Horseman area.
No,
Horseman,
I'm not
Fifth
gonna
Ave,
walk light.
Fifth
I'm
Ave,
not.
shout out to Horseman, you know, Fifth Ave, Fifth, I used to run around with guys from, from Fifth Avenue to like Ninth Avenue, from like kind of Buchanan to like to like Bridge Street. So that little circumference, that little area, I felt safe in. You know what I'm saying? I felt safe.
So, what are your ties to the street hustler?
My ties to the street hustler. I got in and I got out early. I'll put it like that. It was really around the high school time, because I'm 49, so that's right around the crack epidemic, Nino Brown, New Jack City. Everybody wanted to kind of be a baller. So I wasn't a super baller. I was a little baby baller. From that era, from like honestly from around 16, about a 2-year period from 16 to 18. I was real heavy, running that and kind of hustling. But I always worked. So I always had a job. Worked at Dunes Bowling Alley serving, meals. I was out, good in school. So my 11th grade year, I hit the honor roll. People didn't even realize it, but I was when they called my name, I think everybody was shocked. They didn't even pronounce my name right. They said Kerry Williams,
Yeah. So you was able to sort of manipulate your position in the street hustler life, because ultimately that really wasn't who you were at the
Right.
core.
I mean, I was always thinking of some ways to make money. That, the hustle, that just was what everybody was doing at the time. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I just like money, whether it was the good way or the bad way, you know what I'm saying? Let me get it. Even to this day, I like still, you know what I'm saying? It's just different products I'm selling, different products and services.
So I think my first encounter with you and your crew was the twins. What was that like for you? Being in a highly, highly popular clique of friends back then.
Twins was my guys. Those are guys that named me Cino. Honestly, shout out to the twins, Two Face. Eric and Elwood, my guys, my brothers. To this day. But yeah, those are the guys who start calling me Cino because they couldn't say Corey. We'll be on the street, on the block or whatever, and they would say like Curry, Curry. They ain't really pronounce it right. So
Yeah.
so they was like, man, we got to call you something else, man. So they always knew it was about money and getting some money. So I guess Cino was just, it was prophetic, to this day when I look at it.
When when I think about you now in the context of the man you are and the man I watched you grow into, this corporate American guru, I would never, if I hadn't have been there myself, I wouldn't have never even knew that you even had a contextual factor of a street hustler. What was it like for you to navigate away from that segment of your life?
Well, I didn't want to go to jail. I had actually
Yes.
18. I did get kind of caught up, and it was a scary situation, But thank God for my sister, and my family, my mom, my sister. Really, my sister spearheaded it. Shout out, rest in peace, Jackie Soto Chambers. My sister, my heart. But she spearheaded that movement to really get me out of that situation. So my mom had to put up her house and spent a lot of money. I got a bill. I got, it was really, I was facing some time, and so when God got me out of that situation, pretty much like the guys in the fire in the furnace, I came out,
I ain't going back.
untouched. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I don't believe in recidivism, as they say,
Yeah.
and so yeah, so that was it, man. When I got that wake up call, I woke up.
The corporate hustler. What is the most influential thing that made you dive into the corporate world and say, I'm gonna take off? Like, I'm gonna maneuver this thing the same way I would the street life, and I'm gonna excel in it. What made you diversify your grind the way you have?
That's a good question. I mean, what I get just to want some money, what I'm saying? Just not wanting to be broke.
Mhm.
When I got out of that situation, I started working construction. So I was a bricklayer tuck pointer. So even though while my boys, twins, all in whatever, they still partying and kicking, I'm going to work. I'm still partying and kicking it with them, but I'm young in my 20s. So I could, you could kind of do that back in the
Mhm.
day, party all night, go work, but just
Mhm.
burning it at both ends. So I always worked, when I got out of a situation, and that was a quote unquote good job, So I was making money, and but I didn't want to do that type of work forever. Like it was like, let me try my hand in something else. So I always had a passion for real estate. Real estate was always something like, even like I just wanted to put on a suit or whatever. So I tried my hand. So I quit my job at around 24. I had a couple properties early. So I had a property at 21, another property. So I quit my job, but I left the door open. I didn't quit like just walked out. I left the door open so in case things didn't work out, I'd go back. So about a year went by without the success I was looking for. And then I stumbled on to the network marketing industry because I was just about to go back to the job. Like it got bad. Like I wouldn't make, I know they eating in real estate now, but back in like the early 90s for a black man, it was hard. I sold like one building and I made some money, um, but I went to this meeting for prepaid legal.
Mhm.
I never heard of. Well, I had heard of it, but I didn't know. And I just seen the excitement, the people they was making money, and I dove head first in that. And I think my first week I made like $500, and that allowed me not to go back to that job that I kind of hated at the time. And so I, became, and I stuck with that. hit the top position and start making money. And so that was my first, kind of venture into the business world, is real estate. And I was throwing parties. So I was doing my show. I was doing events. I was managing the Twins at the time. So I was throwing parties, and I was, I had some things going on in the entertainment business. Always been a fan of entertainment. So I was doing parties on the side, party promoting, real estate, and working. So I've always been multifaceted. I always kind of did multiple things at one time.
So right now, what is your core focus? Tell the people a little bit about what your core focus is in regards to your businesses and entrepreneurship.
So, so I still work. So, I've been blessed to, work at Ford Motor Company. Shout out to, the Chicago Assembly Plant. Been there for like 14 years. And, yeah. So I've been full-time as an entrepreneur. It's cool. It's good. But, to have that, still have that cushion, benefits, all that, and a quote unquote good job. And I got a pretty good schedule, so it allows me to be flexible. Am I ready to go back full time? Maybe not. I don't know quite yet, but the money will have to dictate that. Like I have to get to a certain amount comfortably where I can, leave my job. But my main focus is, of course, I still do Legal Shield, so they switched that over to Legal Shield. So I put that under my corporate umbrella of Sino Solutions. So now I partnered up with my guys. Shout out to Dwight Looney and the Rich Off Information Mentorship. And so now we've been able to, kind of put that all into one package where, we provide people with legal services. We provide people with credit repair, business funding, trade lines, things like that, helping people to just, get financially, set up. And then, of course, Convo with Sino. Really want to build this brand to where it's really being monetized and we really helping people. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where we at with that.
So let's talk a little bit about the credit solution side. And I appreciate you so much, because even prior to you being featured on my show, you actually sponsored an episode of my show to which you gave away to a new subscriber a package that can help her repair her credit.
Yeah.
How important is financial literacy?
It's everything right now. I think, with the prices, with everything going up, 100,000, I've been making six figures for, many years. And I'm looking at that now, like it ain't nothing. You're like, you gotta really be at a 250, or 250 is like the new 100,000, with prices and everything going up, and mortgages, rent, whatever, cars, everything is just a lot higher now. So things are really unstable. Jobs are unstable, the economy, with AI, and things taking over jobs, computers and, the artificial intelligence. And, so I'm gonna even have a show about that soon. Shout out to Eric, AI Eric. We're gonna talk about that artificial intelligence, but that type of thing is really taking over, jobs. I use AI. Like, I know what it does for me and my business. Like, it saves me. It's a super employee. It's a super employee. So if we don't really understand finances and how to really be smart with our money, not just show off, but really put something up, for the future, even the stock market, learning about stocks. So I really dive into Earn Your Leisure. I tap into those guys, EYL, and the recession proof, and of course the 24/8 mentorship, has really opened my eyes to a lot, because it used to be like cash is king. That's really not the that ain't really the play no more. You can be smart with cash, but you can be, advanced a lot more by using credit, leveraging credit, and making and turning debt into good debt.
Like, I feel like I thought I was doing big, wig things in 2019 when I copped the 2020 whip. I'm like, oh, and my daughters kept being like, oh, you're giving rich, girl. But now I feel like getting into that car was the worst thing I could have did to my 600 credit score. That's the
Mm,
worst thing I could have, because right after I got the car, COVID hit. And while we had that little bit of grace period on our credit, it's not so forgiving now.
yeah.
Now those late payments back then are reflective on the interest rate. And it's like, hold on, I shouldn't be there. And the company like, well, you are, because you remember COVID and remember how we were mandated by the government, to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm just like, I shouldn't have never got into this loan. But I also feel like I'm not so credit savvy as I should be. So what's the first thing you recommend someone do in evaluating if they're actually in an issue with their credit?
I mean, what we do is, give you a consultation. So we really go over your credit report to check for like late payments, like you said, late payments, derogatory marks, a lot of inquiries. Because a lot of people think it's your score, and it's really not all about your score. It's about your report.
Mhm.
And so, if you got, high debt, paying off, history is a major factor, how long you had credit, keeping your balances low on your cards, that reflects, and so and making payments on time. I mean, late payments is a credit killer. You know what I'm saying? Like you could pay down some debt easy. You like if you got a high credit balance, your score may go down the next month or something, but you could pay that down. But a late payment, you gotta call the big dog. That's where we come in. You know what I'm saying? You gotta call me.
Are there some specific experiences that you've had in corporate America that makes you pleased with your choice in that lifestyle?
Yeah. I would say and it's not really, I wouldn't call it too much corporate America, but um me joining Legal Shield and prepaid legal back then, um experiencing residual income has been life changing. Like residual, I always wanted to, for those who don't know, it's like the rappers or your singer making a song one time and they getting paid over and over and over every time it's played. And so me sacrificing then, when I was getting talked about, oh, you legal, man, oh, you doing that, oh, that's a pyramid, all this and that, believe, oh, who you think you are, legal. I got all the jokes about all of that. And but nobody's laughing now. You know what I'm saying? They still, people call me every day, want to sign up, want to be on my team or whatever. I had somebody call me today from years ago. And she's retired now. She's like, hey, I really couldn't do it back then, but I got time now. I want to get back. I want to join other people would talk prospecting her. She wants to join my team. I'm like, cool. I sent her a video. You send her my link, she signs up, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot easier. Back then I ripped and ran the highways. I built this thing from the dirt. And so now to really experience, money and a team still going, whether I'm working it or not, is that's been my greatest blessing.
That
And it,
leads
ta-
into the
and it taught
next.
me and it taught me business. So
Yeah.
it got me around other successful people, entrepreneurs that, going to those conferences, going to those events, presenting, talking. That's why I'm able to speak now, being in front of crowds and presenting the information. Those lessons really, have really been priceless. The mentorship, the association, everything it's been priceless.
So let's go on kind of into the next question. Like, did 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 your embracing your professional role in life impact your relationship with other friends or coworkers?
Initially, that's a good question. I mean, when you're doing anything different, I think it's going to be some pushback. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean a little bit, but I kind of had to check some people like early on, and then once it was like it's like anything. Once people see that you ain't gonna stop, then they'll buy in. So it's really the law to buy in. So anything that you're doing new, like people gonna be like, he's just doing something. They want to people want to see if you about that life. So
Yeah.
I think once people see that you really about it and they buy in and you're not gonna quit, I think that's where they start to kind of gravitate back. But yeah, it's gonna be some pushback, because you leaving the crowd. You're going against the grain.
Always.
You know?
Whenever you start something new and it takes your attention away from the crowd, you always gonna receive that pushback, because it's just like, is she serious about this? Is he
Right.
serious about this? And then
Yeah.
once you show them, like, I'm serious about this, then that's when everybody start supporting you more than what they normally would.
And then when you blow up, of course, they go, I knew you could do it, congratulations. Like, oh man, you was the same.
Yeah.
You was hating back in the day. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of going through that right now. Like,
I'm sure. I'm sure.
like, this is really doing something. I'm just like, yeah, that's all you really need, is that the people that say they support you just support me in whatever my dream may be, and let's see what it does. I'm definitely not gonna pursue it if everybody, well, I ain't gonna say that, but if everybody against me and planting doubt, that increased the small amount of doubt I already got. So you got to kind of block yourself out from that and just go for it. Go for the
Yeah,
goal. And if you believe in it, you will achieve it, especially with God's grace.
absolutely.
Especially with God's grace. Um,
Absolutely.
what is the biggest transformation that being a professional hustler has provided for your
Biggest
life?
transformation. Um, I don't know if this is the right answer to that, but I mean, my daughter, that definitely, shout out Christina. That's my heart. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's been a, driving force of really me going and leaving that legacy, that those footprints in the sand and building that generational wealth
Well,
for her. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
So I'm not gonna leave her.
Yes.
She already got the residual income, and she already got,
Yes.
uh, banking policies, infinite banking on her. You know what I'm saying? She got that. She got that. So
Yes.
yeah, she ain't gonna. Yeah, she
That
gonna
was the
do it.
right answer. That was the right
Okay.
answer. That
Okay.
was the right answer. That was the
Okay.
answer I wanted. That was as soon as you said generational, I said, here come the wealth. That was the right
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
That's what you do it for. That's
Yeah.
ultimately what you do it for, because you may not see and reap all the benefits of it, but you leave a lasting legacy behind for the people who love you after you have transitioned on, to say he
Absolutely.
made sure I was okay. And so that was the right answer. That
Yeah.
was the right
Yeah.
answer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, what skills do you think are necessary for the next generation to possess, as they may try to say, you know what, I'm done with them streets. Let me get off into this professional world. What do you think is necessary for a young man to be having in his mind as he try to navigate that?
Ooh, it's a good question. I would just say, definitely, educate yourself. It's just playtime is over. Whatever I mean, look at the trends. I mean, look at kind of, the difference between broke people and rich people is that wealthy people see opportunities before the masses see them. You see what I'm saying? So imagine if everybody had a time machine and we can go in the future and we could see what was going to happen. Like I wish I would have started my podcast like in around COVID. I didn't
Yeah.
know this stuff was going, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's really just recognizing trends and what's the next trend, but being educated and building and being around the right association. Because look at look at like people like Lil Durk or something like that. All them guys, you get to success and then your associations bring you down. So guard your associations with your life. That's key, because you're going to be the 5 people, the combined average of the 5 people that you associate with most. So if you associate with 5 busters, you're going to be the 6th. You have 5 drug dealers, you're going to be 5 killers, 5, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Yeah.
But 5
Yeah.
business-minded people, because you're going to start to bounce ideas. Like, it's so amazing. Every time I talk to one of my colleagues or somebody with a high high level of conversation, a high level of thinking, we come up with just more and more bigger. The conversation just perpetuates. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just gets bigger and bigger. We start coming up with more ideas on how to level up. And so when two minds get together, it creates one more powerful third mind. And so that's what happens. It's just that synergy, that perpetual synergy that's continuing to happen. So I love talking to people with high energy, good spirits, solution minded people. That gets me going.
Yeah. It's dope. Can you share any strategies that have helped you become successful in your business ventures?
Just associations. I mean, that was actually that's the name of my clothing brand. Actually, I really haven't been marketing it like I should, but my clothing brand is rich by association, right? And I say that because I take guilty by association and put rich by association, because you are guilty, guilty by association. So it's like, again, put me in the room with people that's talking ideas and not talking about
Yes.
people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Talking about solutions, not problems. Talking about
Yes. Let's talk about elevation.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So associations have just been, I guard them. I don't spend a lot of time, and as you grow, you'll find that you can't even talk to some. You can't even be in the room with certain conversations, because it's like, man, what we talking about? You know what I'm saying?
How do you manage to juggle all these different business avenues of yours? You got your podcast, you got your main job, you got your residual income. Like, how do you, and then you got the ultimate job of daddy.
Man, that's my favorite one.
How do you manage to multitask all these things?
You know what? Systems. I got it. Systems is key. I have systems in place. So system, if you break that word down, it stands for save yourself time, energy, and money. Okay. So system. So that's what I do. I understand leverage. So I understand that I can't be everything to everybody. I understand I can't, do everything. So I put systems in place, so I use, AI, artificial intelligence. I use, I have an employee that does things like that. I have, software. I have, and I have a few key people that I, work with, that I'm able to leverage, we're able to leverage from each other, different, systems. So yeah, I would just say systems. There was a time when I was overwhelmed. My dad was, I was taking care of my dad. And so on top of that, add an 87-year-old man that I'm his caretaker for. And rest in peace, my dad. Shout out Irvin Williams, my hero. So imagine that. And so there was a time, but you know what? God said, he said, you know what? I was just stressed out. I think I had to go to, I live in Illinois. I had to go to Gary. It was like two in the morning, and had my daughter with me. It was crazy. And he said, you know what? He said, if I'm giving you the resources and the tools to handle this, what you complaining for?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like I put it in an analogy. If there's a fire and God say, well, hey, I'm gonna give you a fire truck, a fire hat, the water hose, the truck, everything, the equipment to put the fire out. What you tripping on? Put the fire out.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Now, if you ain't have all that, you just watching something burn, then you got a problem. But if he gonna supply you with everything you need and then give you some insurance to go build something better, come on, man. Like what we
Yeah.
tripping on? So I had to really put things in perspective. And once my mind kind of grasped that, I just took everything like one at a time, day by day. Just I don't, I just man, it was a revelation, when he just said, look, I'm giving you everything you need to handle these things. Stop complaining. Man up.
Woo, that's deep, boy. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. How do you know what business opportunity is the best one for you? Is a good match for you?
For me or for somebody else?
For you, for what advice would you give the audience in pursuing if a good business venture is for them? What are some things they need to evaluate?
I mean, I would suggest anybody to join a network marketing company. I don't care what it is. It don't have to be mine. It don't have to, but find something that you like. They have I just met this young lady. She's in a dispensary, virtual dispensary company, for those people that's into that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's big, Legal Shield. My other friend, uh, uh, she's into the Herbalife, so those companies, but um she has a store, you know what I'm saying, that sells like health products and stuff like that, smoothies and stuff. So yeah, so I would just say find something that you like to do, and that way it's not work. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, it's
if you like smoke
yeah,
weed, start your virtual dispensary. You like to be healthy, start you some smoothie shop.
yeah,
You like to,
yeah,
whatever. You
yeah.
like to talk, start a podcast. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? You
Because
like
that
money?
matters. That
If you like
matters.
money,
It
repair
matters that
credit.
you.
Yeah.
It matters that you enjoy the work that you're doing, because if you don't, it won't last. You
Yeah.
won't stay that long. It's like going to a job that you know you hate. You're not gonna stay invested in it because you don't like being there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna give them 100%. You're not gonna give it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a waste of time. So find something you like to do and try to figure out how to get paid from it.
What are your social circles like now?
Man, you know what? I just got a couple partners, man. I got some mostly is I try to be in the room with people that got more than me. You know what I'm saying? So people like, my man, shout out to White Looney. I know I keep saying his name. That's my mentor. My man Winfred, he just started his cigar brand. You need to get him on the show too. Black owned cigar brand
Mhm.
on the nightclub. My man Shaw, shout out to Big Shaw, man, from Shaw's nightclub, Thirsty Thursday. That's still my man. So, yeah, I mean, James Ward, so all these people, man, they pour into me. And so I'm like a sponge around these type of people. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So the person you see in the day is just a combination of all the great men and women that I've been, blessed to have in my life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, my social circle, just people, I don't do too much, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'll pop out every now and then.
Do you think that society is hard on young men trying to make the same exact transition that you made?
I don't think so now. Maybe back in the day, but I don't think it's a color thing now. I just think it's,
Mhm.
because it's some youngsters out here getting to this bag. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
they get into the bag. It's just being smart enough to keep the bag. So once you get the bag, now you got to work on keeping the bag. That's a whole nother challenge, because now everybody got their hand out. They, things kept people suing you, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, keeping the bag. That's what I see that the people that I know that have achieved a certain amount of success are dealing with now. It's focusing on keeping the bag.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't think it's hard.
Are you excited and pleased about the work you involved in today?
Man, absolutely, man. I love what I'm doing with the credit repair and the financial stuff. I always love, helping people and serving people, because I've been doing Legal Shield. So helping people get out of legal situations. People, when people call and thank me, that's priceless. You know what I'm saying? So when I see people go from I helped a guy go from like 530 to 7 something credit score in 90 days. You know what I'm saying? Those type of people, man, and testimonies, man, just kind of continues to keep me going. And even with the podcast, when I interview entrepreneurs, shout out to, everybody, this Convo with Sino alumni, but everybody who's been on my show, when they just thank me and, for what I've done. And, as as you interview people, you build that relationship. It's almost like a lifelong relationship. So even if it didn't pay out, I'm still establishing, working relationships that I can call on these people if I needed them, or use them as a resource or reference, and vice versa. So yeah, it's been very rewarding, inwardly rewarding to do what I do. So have I arrived where I want to be? No, I ain't even close. But the journey is definitely, it's a beautiful journey though.
So that's my next question. What does advancement look like for you? What is next? Like, what do you just dive into next?
Nothing too much. I mean, I just want to, keep pouring, gasoline on what I got. You know what I'm saying? I got enough right now. And I enjoy what I'm doing. Yeah, I just want to just keep pouring some gas on the fire. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like I'm good. I think because my business model, and I tell my mentor this, I mean, like, man, we got the best business model because, minimum overhead, premium services, we're service based, so you don't really need a lot of overhead. And keep your overhead low, and the rest is profit, and putting it back into your business for marketing. So I mean, I'm at home, you know what I'm saying, like, in my studio, you know what I'm saying. So working, but it's fun, it's cool, so I'm chilling.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. What do you feel like the most common misconception about a hustler is for the people? I think for me, I think people always create the narrative that the hustler is a street hustler. That's what they think of. Like, in posting your thing to because I got a team now who work with me.
Yeah, shout out to Claire. Shout out to the team, man.
I can't believe I
it.
have grown so much in 3 months that I need a team now. And
Yeah.
in this coming up with your questions, because I don't even do that no more.
That's good.
I kept saying to them, that's his past. These questions need to be geared towards his present, his future. What do you think the most common misconception is when a person hears the word hustler?
I think it's, I heard Ice Cube say this. He said, a lot of people say the jack of all trades, master of none. Mm-hmm. But the other part to that is better to be a master of none, of many, than the master of none.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, or something like that. It's something I'm gonna have to Google the quote. You know what I'm saying? But Um, so I think a lot of people just think like you a hustler, like you not professional or you know. I think Jay-Z kind of made the word a little cool, like Jay-Z. People like Jay-Z, Jeezy. Yeah, I think they made it a little more smoother to be a hustler. I think back in the day it was more like a stigma, but I think now just with the influence of hip hop and how the hip hop guys have now transitioned from just rapping to being
Business. Woo.
businessmen.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the hustle. Nah, we educated hustlers. What, like
Yes.
corporate thug entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah, we educated now. We making
The hustle,
cool
the
makers. You
hustle,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Smart
Yeah, the
niggas
hustler
cool.
today is so much more different when I'm on the phone with a homegirl or my daughter's and the word comes out. I'm like, oh, where he work? What he doing? What he drive? Because that's what I instantly think of. A smell good man, a nice timepiece on his arm, some good business ventures going on versus me back in the day when somebody said that word, my mind instantly would go to the street hustler too. So I applaud the way the culture has redefined the term. I can
Yeah,
appreciate that. I
yeah,
can
yeah.
appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a businessman, not a
So
business.
let's dabble into Sino the Daddy. How is it?
Man, it's beautiful, man. I always wanted like I'm 49 with a 4-year old. So everybody, I waited late, I was married, and I've been divorced for about 3 years. But we co-parent, man. We good. Like we got an understanding. We good. She understands what I'm doing. To build. She knows that I love my daughter, and so she knows that everything I'm doing is ultimately for her. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we good, but yeah, being a dad, man, that's like dope. When I was growing up, like all my friends had kids, so they would envy me, like, like, oh
Mhm.
man, you ain't got no kids, man. Like, I wish I was you. And I'm like, and I'm looking at them like, man, you got somebody that love you regard. Like, you can whoop them and they still gonna hug you and kiss all on you. You know what I'm saying? The next 5 minutes. So it's like I always wanted to experience that. I don't know if that's the agape love or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to experience that love from a child and my child, and now I have it, and she my girl, man. It's my girl.
She got you wrapped around her finger, your little twin. Every time you post her, I'm just like, he is gone.
Yeah, I'm gone. It's a wrap. She can't do no wrong. It's bad. It's bad.
How
Yeah.
do you continue to develop yourself as you embrace your role as a dad?
Um, just not a lot of playtime. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of idle time. Always learning, always working on my craft, always in the gym. As my mentors say, that Kobe mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just always learning. Always be closing and always be learning. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, man, that's kind of what I'm doing. Just no time for foolish stuff. You know what I'm saying? As the Bible says, when I was a boy, I did what boys did, and I'm a man, and I do what men do. You know what I'm saying? So
Go ahead and tell them. Go
you know
ahead
what I'm
and tell them
saying?
what that
I
Bible
can't,
say.
I can't, I can't just talking about the good old days of what we used to do. All that's cool, but I like talk about the future. I don't the
Yes.
past. Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
But
that's done.
yeah,
We can't
yeah,
change that.
yeah. I mean, what we doing now? Like, what's up?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I live in the now. I live in the now, and I live in the future.
Do you find yourself as a dad consulting your homeboys or your elders in your family like, man, this baby done so all these technologies, and you found yourself engulfed in those parenting conversations?
Not really, you know, not really. I mean, I just, her mom is really good with her, and we kind of keep that tight, a kind of tight niche with her. Um and so no, we don't I don't have too much outside advice like that. Um because she has an older brother, so
Mhm.
her mom ain't new to this, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm the new one, so you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
she's a little more stern, she's a little more. I'm the she can do whatever with me, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
daddy, so so her
Mhm.
mom is a little more,
Link.
firmer.
Camille, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So so yeah, it's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
she could do anything with me and her brother. She got me and her brother. Yeah, she the princess.
Do you have a good balance? Do you maintain a good balance in your family life and your work life?
I believe so. I mean, I'm a Libra, so that's what we about. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have balance. I could be driving in the car and put the sun visor down, and I gotta put the other one down just because I needed balance. My windows got to be all the same. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
so I'm big on balance. So yeah, I try to balance as much as I possibly can. Um, it gets tough. If somebody, because at the end of the day, I mean, I'm the last one on the list. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Of my
Yeah.
priorities, I wake up, thank God, and after that, everybody else fall in line, and then it's me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, and so that's how, but I don't mind that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But again, I put, I prioritize, my day and my life, and normally I'm the last one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true. In what ways do you align your faith with the way you live your day to day life?
Oh man, that's everything. That's everything, man. I thank God. Everything when I get in my car, when I come home, when I come in my house, thank you, Jesus. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
everything I do, and when I look around sometimes, I got my own clothes, thank you, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just thankful. I'm just appreciative. I'm healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have nothing to complain about.
Mhm.
Nothing. So, and I
Mhm.
know it ain't nothing but God. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't had no messed up childhood. I was the messed up one, if anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But even when I do wrong, I understand I take responsibility. Like I know when God is punishing me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But I take responsibility for that. Like he punished
Mhm.
everybody he loved. So I
Mhm.
mean, I know when I mess up, he gonna whoop me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Just like a daddy, he's gonna do.
To his child, yeah. I just
Yeah,
I say that just like
yeah,
a father to his child. That's how it
yeah.
go.
So
That's how it go. I find myself thinking of that often. As I navigate my daily walk now, I always sit back and think like, thank you,
yeah,
because when you know where we came from, and you I know where you came from. You know where I came from. And so to look at you in the distance and just can't do nothing but smile like, look at my guy, man. Like it's because like you can't do nothing but be thankful to God that you
yeah,
get to witness that, because we have some friends who didn't live to make it, to witness to where you are today, to
yeah,
witness where I am, the woman I am today, and the man you are today. And so
yeah.
I'm thankful to God that I get to see you in this context. I'm glad,
It's the same here, man. I
I'm
thank
grateful
you,
that
man.
we get to cross that finish line together. I really, really am.
Yeah,
So
thank you, and
what
congratulations on everything, man. I'm
thank you, and
shining,
same to
shining.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, and same to you. What's your motivation going forward? What the future look like for you?
Um, Man, just to help as many people as I can. Continue to build my brand. That's really what it's about. Building that recognizable name. And I know that takes time. I don't expect anything overnight. I have patience, so I don't compare myself to anybody. So I'm just running my own race. You know what I'm saying? In my own lane, and whoever want to roll with me and helping people. I want to see. I want to see my circle like just blow, because if they got money, I know I got money. Damn Dad said it best. Like, man, if we all got money, one person fall off, hey, we all give him 100,000. He back on 5 people. He back 500,000 strong. So you do your thing. Pay us back when you get it. So I want my clique to be like, I want millionaires in my circle. You know what I'm saying? So I want my circle to blow just as much as I want success. I want just the same success for them. You.
Yeah. I thank you, because I want that. I want that for you too. Because if one win, we all win. As long as we thinking about each other, like you said before, it's not competition, it's collaboration. And if we think about it like that, we all get to be successful. That's the greatest gift I learned as I transition over into this content creator world. Is it takes a village. It really takes a village. And if you got the support of others in your village with like-minded goals, you're going to be successful. It takes time, patience, prayer, but you'll be successful. You got to wait it out.
Absolutely. And
So
PSA, man. And PSA, man, look, whatever business you in, man, stop looking at people as competition, man. It's not about, I'm telling you, if you just reach out to people, you'll see that you got more in common than you have differences, man. And then y'all can just come together, collaborate, and make something beautiful, just like we doing right here, man. It's all
absolutely. Man. Absolutely. When it comes to faith, foundation, and family, what order do they come in your life? What comes first, second, and third?
Oh, it's definitely faith. Yeah, I mean, my motto for my team, shout out to Team New Vision, man. But with Legal Shield. But faith, family, and finance, that's the order. You know what I'm saying? And then fitness, because you gotta, so you gotta stay fit. You know what I'm saying? Gotta keep the heart pumping. So yeah, faith, family, finance, fitness, and then fun. You know what I'm saying?
You got your own set of F's. You got your own set of F's.
I get all F's. That's right. Yeah. my F's ain't bad.
No, they not. They not. Yeah. They mean the complete opposite. Thank you. I thank you for the yes. I thank you for spending this time with me and elaborating just what the hustler is. I appreciate you so much for blessing my platform. And hopefully one day I can collaborate with you and bless yours in the same way you bless mine this evening.
Absolutely. I'm going to send you a shirt too. So you got to give me a shirt. So I'm going to send you a Convo with Cino's shirt. So
thank you. Thank you so much. I thank you all, my audience, for joining me again for another epic episode of Simply Winter the podcast. I appreciate you so much. As we end the hustler story, we move over to a king. How he went from a sinner to a saint. Tune in next week on the next episode of Simply Winter the podcast. I'm Winter, and I'm out.
I don't know what's about to happen next, but I'm already thanking God for what he's about to do. I can feel his hands around me, and I can feel him telling me just to my course stay true.